The inspiration of this project is children's odor-sensitive period. The reason is that I have a younger brother and I was lucky enough to participate in his growth. Since he was 2 years old, I observed a series of strange behavior of him. Through this project, I want to explore the process of one's gradual integration into social order and coexistence with roles. By observing my brother's different ways of folding clothes, I extracted unique dividing lines and geometric shapes. I caught his interesting state when he was dressing himself. For example, his head was dark in clothes, his pants and coat were upside down, and she wore adult clothes indiscriminately. I extracted these structures as the basis of my later stage profile development. I applied these structures to do basic vertical cutting experiments on people. First of all, I used subtractive cutting, dug holes in different positions of clothing, and tried different styles of vertical cutting experiments with fabric on the stage. Then I extracted the shape of my brother who was trapped in clothes and couldn't find his way, quickly simulated the structure with 3D software. Referring to my brother's usual trajectory of drawing graphics, I wrote a program to simulate design ruler with processing, which can produce different patterns by changing the size and the position of the radian of the inner circle and the outer circle and using different paths. At the same time, by referring to the forming principle of the kaleidoscope, I deconstructed the original pattern and formed a new visual effect and carried out digital printing. Based on the plastic feeling of my younger brother's toys, I chose acrylic and leather materials for pattern cutting, and reassembled the unit patterns into orderly patterns and applied them to a series of styles. The inspiration of this project comes from my experience of studying Chinese paintings for many years and my interest in freehand brushwork of Chinese painting description. Traditional paintings' preference for plum, orchids, bamboo, and chrysanthemums also influenced me. Through this project, I want to express the general description of gentleman's temperament in traditional Chinese painting. Qiao Yinan used traditional methods and materials to reflect the avant-garde aesthetic feeling of modern pioneers. His smudge of link inspired me, which was very close to the smudge effect of filament in my material experiment. I focused on the trait of false and true images, the embodiment of space and vivid brushwork. Different pens express different feelings. In Chinese paintings, ink is a representative color, and the creators often use accumulation or splashing of different brush strokes to express their feelings with the depth of link. My works are realized by using different expressions of link and rendered by mastering the shades of link. I did a series of physical experiments. I danced a Menggu dance behind the clothes, looking for the smooth and powerful feeling of Menggu dance, and extracted the feeling of lines on the cloth, so that I could better appreciate the feeling of vitality in softness and rigidity. In fabric experiment, I simulated the feeling of inner bone with the metal mesh compounds and achieved the shaping function. Then, different fabrics and different adhesive lining are tested to highlight the texture effect of dry load. I used the technique of beadwork, and I'm using this as a metaphor for the excellent quality of the gentleman. I developed Alice in Wonderland syndrome or Toad syndrome for being confined to a small space for a long time during the COVID-19 pandemic. The visual perception of ALWS brought birth to this brilliant project. I discovered many different perspectives to see the world and reflected on how we have looked at new things. In the Mirror Universe theory, time is reversed, space is inverted, and matter is made of antiparticles. I simulated different angles I had seen by software. I tried to show distorted garments and bodies as silhouettes with soft mirrors. The different mirrors changed my shape and angle. So I come to a conclusion that some will look very different at particular angles. When I was trapped in a small room full of clutter, I spent most of my time lying in bed. When I had an attack, I would stare at the chandelier on the ceiling. The shape of the lampshade would be infinitely enlarged and its shape would keep changing, which gave me a new inspiration. The lampshade seemed to both trap and protect me. So based on the structure of the lampshade, I dismantled, twisted and reversed the symmetry to add to the silhouette. A black hole of perception by AXD and Loga is an immersive sound visual installation art. It struck me visually, which overlapped with imagery in my mind. So I simulated different patterns in my mind by water topography. Based on prints, I chose silicone materials to reflect the flowing in my head. I laminated silicone to fabric with plating to express the distortion of space and time in my mind. Meanwhile, I chose flocking for further pattern design to reflect the contrast between reality and illusion. I did final costume in 3D.